We have an email from Karen. Karen writes, Dear Mother Miriam, I am on day 8 of a novena to Our Lady, Undoer of Knots, seeking clarity around deciding to homeschool my child. My 10-year-old son's teacher has been teaching LGBTQ, gay/trans ideology without informing me about it or giving me the option to opt out. I only found out about it because my son told me. Well, Karen, I'm going to stop your email right there and say to you and every single parent, shame on you if you need to find out what's being taught in school from your children. You need to go before your children. I don't care if it's public or Catholic or whatever, private, it doesn't matter. You need to go and make sure of what the curriculum is before you put your son in or your daughter in. You need to know what the books are, and you need to have an agreement with that teacher. If they deviate from that, they need to inform you ahead of time. And Karen says, the principal refused to meet me, and in a 63-second phone call kept insisting that I discuss it with the teacher. The teacher acknowledged it is not part of the curriculum, but she belligerently defended her decision and stated that the principal told her she can teach what she chooses. Oh my. My son and I are very isolated socially. We literally only have each other. He only mixes with other kids at school. I'm not even sure how I stumbled across your video about homeschooling. Maybe it is the answer to my prayer. Karen, your novena is over now by the time I'm reading this. I don't think you have a choice before God but to take your son out. Better to be isolated and be taught to love God and taught to love God and be on his way to heaven than be corrupted by an evil system and children who are learning this. She continues, in Ireland, we have a constitutional right to homeschool, but I will need to go to court to dispense with the father's permission, as both parents need to agree to it. Oh dear. I could write a book about our lives, but a brief summary would be this. My son suffered abuse of every kind and witnessed me being abused. He was not raised as a Christian. He insisted on becoming a Christian. Wow. And it is 100% thanks to him that I am back in the church. Any prayers and advice would be hugely beneficial and deeply appreciated. Thank you. Karen says she's listening from Ireland. God bless you, dear one. Forget about how you and your son are isolated. I don't know the circumstance. I don't know if you're able to move or find other homeschooling families. I don't know what all that is about. Even if you get together with other families once a week in church, there's a way. But better he be isolated with you and live for God than be corrupted by this evil society and the evil of LGBTQ. Now, I don't know, you say his father has to agree, you have to go to court. Again, I don't know the situation on that. I don't know if he sees his father. I would just say do it. You take him out of school and teach him. And if his father learns about that, then his father could take you to court. Do what you have to do. At the very, very, very least, go back to that principal and say, I did speak to the teacher, and she said it's not part of the curriculum, but you told her she could teach whatever she wants. I don't know if you had in mind that she could teach evil and corruption, but she thinks that's a choice. I'm going to pull my son out of her class, and if you cannot give me another classroom, I'll have to pull him out of the school. Do it in a letter if he won't listen to you in person. Protect your son. Now, again, if the courts are going to take your son away from you and put him with his father, forget that one. Do whatever you can to hold on to your son.